Hey, welcome to Grandpa Sees the Blinking. Please don't take anything Grandpa says as financial advice. Grandpa's not a financial planner, and if you would, please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so the white line for Friday, because Thursday the markets are closed, the white line for Friday is going to be $395. $395. And we'll go more into that later. So if you understand the white line and the possibilities of it hitting and whatnot, I'll show you which white line I'm talking about. It's right there. $395 is your white line. It's actually $395.04. Okay, so I'm going to get at this because I got a lot to cover here. Okay, high to low today was $15.10. That was the range from high to low. We had a high of $402.50. We had a low of $387.40, and we closed at $394.94. Closed at $394.94. The indexes were up slightly today. Tesla was up slightly. Today, divergence. We had divergence today. Volume decreased by 3 million shares, which isn't a lot, but it decreased on higher prices. 71 million shares were bought and sold approximately today, and Grandpa views that as neutral to a good sign that our volume is decreasing, because that's what Grandpa wants. Dominant trend is down. We have a sell signal still in the weekly chart. However, we do have a buy signal in the daily and monthly charts, but in order for the dominant trend to be up, you need a buy signal in the daily, the weekly, and the monthly, and we have an absolute sell signal in that weekly yet. Pivot points. I'm on the 4-hour chart. I'm going to go through these upside resistance and downside support. I'm going to go through all of them with you just shortly here. Pivot points. We have a top pivot point of $488.54. And we are currently still looking for a new bottom pivot point. Our low so far, since we've been searching for it, is $373.04. So approximately a drop of $115 so far, down to $373.04. It is possible that $373.04 is your new bottom pivot point. However, I just don't have enough data at this point to confirm it. And I truthfully would be surprised if it is our bottom pivot point. I think it may be lower than that, say somewhere around $338 or $350, somewhere in there. But that's only speculation on Grandpa's part. We'll know with the data, and if it's going to be 373.04, I believe the data will let me know quite early because of the volume. Okay, so we had a volume today, and I'm going to read this to you, and it's really important to understand what's going on here. Today's volume was approximately 71 million shares bought and sold. The previous trading day was 74 million. You're going to see a sequence here, so pay attention. The previous day was 84 million. The previous day was 93 million. The previous day was 108. So back 5 days of trading, we had 108 million volume. It dropped to 93. It dropped to 84. It dropped to 74. It dropped to 71. And volume is extremely important because it very often will let us know in advance where the bottom pivot point is going to be. At which point we will be looking for a new top pivot point. So what Grandpa's hoping to see, and what very often happens, not all the time, sometimes she just makes a low quick, and then super high volume comes in and she just takes off for the moon. But very often it'll stagnate for a bit and run in the 50 million for a few days, maybe a 40 million, maybe even a 30 million. Sometimes it does it where it's doing it in the 60 million area, maybe with a 50 million, and then it takes off. But we should get a pretty good handle on where that bottom pivot's going to be. That's what Grandpa's just really zoned in on currently. So because it'll be so huge, it doesn't do you much good to know that what the bottom pivot point is if it's already up at the top pivot point. And so knowing that in advance is just huge. Okay, so for today, our white line was at 399.56, and we hit it. We hit it multiple times. We went back and forth through it. I'll show you which one it is here with my mouse. There it is right there. And that was at 399.56. Was a little bit concerned this morning when the price was down here at 386.80 range, that we would see that number. But we did. Matter of fact, we ran a couple of 4-hour candles through it. We went back and forth through it many times in the smaller time frames. But yeah, we managed to get up there and take out that white line. Now that white line, any white line, will come in a given day 8 out of 10 times approximately. Okay, but over time, given time, a white line will come almost just shy of 100% of the time. We only have one time going back to the beginning of Tesla where a white line has not filled, and that was at $92.40. And you probably get tired of me telling you that, but that's what it is. And that is the only white line ever that has not filled. And there's been thousands of them since the beginning of Tesla. And Grandpa's looked at every one of them. Okay, so okay, we're going to look at upside resistance now. Okay, right here is the orange line. And we have upside resistance currently at 402.49. Now, you may want to write these numbers down because it's for Friday. It will be for Friday because we have a funeral for Jimmy Carter on Thursday, which is tomorrow. And so the markets are closed in honor of Jimmy Carter, President Jimmy Carter. He was a peanut farmer. He was a Christian man. He did, I think he did more good stuff after he got out of being president than after he was president, or after he left office. Um, just all around good man, and I just don't want to talk political right now. So what can I tell you? I lived through Jimmy Carter's presidency. We had was quite a deal. High interest rates to the extreme. And he just I I don't even know what to say about it. I believe he did the best he could. That's what I believe. Okay, so 402.49 is number one orange, right where Grandpa's got his mouse. Right there, 402. And then we have upside resistance at 410.08, right here, 410.08, that one, okay? Uh, it wouldn't surprise me on Monday to at least see the 402.49 and very possibly this 410.08 on Monday, potentially. Now, above that, we have resistance at 417.59. 417.59. And that's our blue line resistance. And I call it the number 3 blue line resistance. A whoopie doopie blue line, the big blue line. Okay, so 417.59. Can you see that on Friday? Absolutely you can. It's rare. It's rare that one gets taken out on the same day. But it does happen. If we were an uptrend, it can actually get to where it's common if you're in an uptrend, where it will take it out day after day. But given time, that blue line is almost 100% that it will come in your future. Very near, medium future, some kind of future. There was a point in time that there were blue lines that were just a little over 3 years old that finally filled, all of them. So you can have a blue line that takes a while to fill, but to date, every one of them is filled, except for in these past few days since we made our new high up at 488.54. Other than that, every single one prior to that, they've all filled. And I believe it will continue into the future the same way. No reason it shouldn't. So it gives you confidence. It should give you confidence that waiting for your blue line is not currently our highest blue line that Grandpa has that I can find in a 4-hour chart is the $538 range. Could that come in a couple weeks or a month? Yeah. Could it take a year? Yeah. Could it take 6 months? Yeah. Grandpa just don't know for sure. But I do believe 100% that you will see 538 something, whatever that number was. I don't have it written down right in front of me. In your near future. Okay, let's see. We talked about Jimmy Carter's funeral, Christian man. Okay, now And you know the white line here, the white line is extremely accurate, just under 100%, and I'm talking a tiny amount under 100% of the time. You will see that white line. Eight out of 10 times you're going to see it during the given day. Do I think it's going to hit on Friday? Absolutely, I do. Could it miss it by a few cents or a dollar? Yep, it could. But you will see it. It will hit it the next day or or very soon. Uh, okay, so white line 395. Then you have pink line support. Now Jeff texted me and said, "Where should I be buying?" And I think he said something about 387. Well, I think that would be a real intelligent place to buy. Now, where you have your pink line support, yeah, he wanted to know if he should buy at 387, I believe. And we have pink line support at 387.39. 387.39. If you got it on your big screen, Jeff, there's your number right there. There's your pink line, and the number is 387.39. And I think that number is more than likely for Friday. However, and right now Grandpa's short, of course. I went short. I only did it just with a few because I'm expecting 409 also here, or 410 area up above. So we'll see how that pans out. So I'm hoping for a dip down. I only got 10 shares, but I'm up just about $70 on those 10 shares. So, but anyway, all that being said, that I wouldn't go all in there because in a downtrend, it's not, and we're in a downtrend, it's not uncommon to take out one or both of the green lines. Okay? It's not uncommon at all. So this would be where your starting point would be to pick up some shares at the 387.39. But I wouldn't put them all in there. Your next line down is the number two, what I call the number two green line, and that's at 379.85. And that number is more than possible for Friday, especially in a downtrend. And we're looking for a new bottom pivot point, and we are in the dominant trend is down. And when the dominant trend is down, it's not uncommon to take out one or both green lines. Now your third green line, number 3 green line, whoopie doopie green line, 372.29. Right here, you can see it. 372.29. It's hard to make out for Grandpa to see that. But yeah, there I got my pink one on top, and I can read that better. 372.29. Now that is below our current low of 373.04 by a bit. And there again, Grandpa said every single live stream, if you listen to my previous ones, that Grandpa does not believe that 373.04 is our bottom pivot point yet. I believe it's going to be lower than that. And so it would not surprise me on Friday to see 372, see it break through 372.29 heading downward. Wouldn't surprise me in the least. So save a little gunpowder for there. And Grandpa currently is looking for the 335, but this is Grandpa's opinion. It's based on, I can't remember how I even calculated it, but 338 bottoming out in maybe the 335. And trading is reactive, not predictive. So it's she's a tough deal. But what we do know, and what gives Grandpa so much confidence, is the fact that the white line and the blue line literally come just under 100%. And given time, I think they'd all hit 100%. Just one out of over 2,000 white lines has never come yet. And it might fill in our future. We don't know. Is it possible for Tesla, with a catastrophe in the world, to dip down to $92.40 and take out Grandpa's one white line so I don't have to talk about it anymore? Maybe I'll pray about that. But I better be careful what I say there. I don't think God cares too much whether or not I see $92.40 or not. But it would be nice if it would bounce down there quick. It'd be an awfully good buying opportunity for everyone. Boy, Grandma she'd be buying more shares. Grandma did good today again. She actually made just a killing today again. I'll tell you that Grandma's got it going on. She's batting 1,000. She's getting more confidence in Grandpa now that he's got the white line and the blue line. She likes those lines. She's writing down these lines. Well, right now she's taking a nap. But if she was awake, she'd be writing them down. So, like, share, and subscribe. Remember, Grandpa's not no financial planner. And, hey, don't blame Grandpa. If you sell your Tesla shares, okay, if you sell your Tesla, you get scared and you sell them, don't blame Grandpa. Don't blame Grandpa when you sell your you get scared and want to sell out when the price is $50,000 for each of your shares. And you get scared one day and think, oh, the sky's going to fall. I'm going to sell my Tesla shares for $50,000 each. Don't blame Grandpa if a year later, they're 100,000. I was watching a deal on these artificial intelligence self-learning robots, and they had this robot, and they had a reporter questioning the robot, right? And the reporter asked the robot if there was someone, who in the world, if you could pick someone that you would like to meet in person, who would it be? Who would you most like to meet? I was thinking, she'd say some president like Biden or Trump or Carter or whoever, some king, what person? Who would you most like to meet in the world if you had the opportunity? And you know what she said? It was a girl robot voice. She said, I would like to meet Optimus. I would really like to meet Optimus sometime in my future. She wasn't an Optimus robot, obviously, but she knew about Optimus and she wanted to meet him. I just think that is wild. Okay. Hey, we got church tonight. Grandpa's got to get off here and start getting ready. Wednesday night service. It's going to be wonderful. Uh, hey, think about eternity once in a while. Think about eternity once in a while.